Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Ninja Turtles, the next mutation reactions. I'm Fred. If you are new to the channel, welcome. If you are a returning viewer, welcome back. We just started my watch through of this particular series, and yes, we are using series DVD box set. What do you call it, a box set when it um we last week we just watched the first episode of the series that got everything off to a good start. We saw Shredder, we got an indication of what the Dragon Lord looks like, we nightmare fuel of Splinter, and got a good look at the suits for the main four, as well as the uh reveal of Venus, the fifth turtle. And I kind of joke a little bit with the way I said that because there was an episode of the '87 Turtles where there was a villain that captured Leonardo, Donatello, and Raphael, where and Michelangelo has to rescue them, and he doesn't have the confidence, and he doesn't is not like the other three, shape, way, or form, and there are going to be some Ninja Turtle fans that are going to know exactly what episode I'm talking about. Is the episode where they take Michelangelo has a pigeon named Pete, took him and they were at the zoo to get treated, bird treated and such, and then let the bird go. And so, but the villain of it, when Michelangelo makes it to the villain's lair, says the fourth turtle. Michelangelo responds, "No, duh." It's one of my favorite episodes of the '87 series. I don't even know if it was that episode was on a VHS box set that had like uh four cassette tapes with the two episodes of each for each individual turtle. So the one for Michelangelo had that episode, and the one with Bugman. Donatello had the one where Irma uh is pretending to be Donatello because he got a scholarship because there was a misunderstanding as Donatello. And what the other episode was for the Donatello one. Leonardo was the one had one episode with Tempestra. I forget Leonardo's second episode on that. Raphael, and this is a and I'm going about this and bringing this up here totally unplanned and off the cuff, mind you. Raphael had an episode where Raphael knocks him dead telling a bunch of bad one-liner jokes that are amplified, and it's basically the episode that introduces Baxter Stockman's twin brother, Barney Stockman. God, I have a very weird memory and stuff that I can vividly recall. But the other episode on Raphael's tape introduced the one-shot character of Mona Lisa, a character that if you like, okay, oh, this is going to introduce a female reptile to the world of Ninja Turtles. Like there was precedent already for that. And it served as a one-off slight romantic interest for Raphael. And I think Mona Lisa was kind of like absent from the comics, the universe and stuff for a very, very long time, much like Venus was. I could be thinking wrong because I believe Venus de Milo was fairly recent, the past couple years, reintroduced into the franchise. But still, I kind of wonder though. I wonder the origin of Venus's names, Venus de Milo, and going with Mona Lisa, because I believe there is a piece of artwork called the Venus de Milo, or at least something. I'm not entirely sure, but there is like that strong. But anyway, I kind of wonder if they introduced if this the fifth mutant, part of the main core, was something that was not a turtle and it was Mona introduced as being Mona Lisa. I'm not quite sure how well that would have translated. It's like, because it was a very different. Like the headpiece for a Mona Lisa, like full body suit in the style of what we see in Turtles: Next Mutation, would work. At least the headpiece. Question would be primarily about the tail. That was kind of like her predominant feature. Anyway, each way, as I'm gushing on old Ninja Turtle stuff and lore, wonder why I also label this podcast as well, because I do have these. Um, as per usual, you don't hear any audio from the show because I do a running commentary reaction. This is like stream of consciousness, and of course to get around DMCA issues, have the uh it's like we have the composite blur plus we throw this other filter thing on top of it because let's be honest, there's the league who owns Ninja Turtles: The Next Mutation is kind of like an interesting thing. I want to do a little bit more research into it for talking about it because I don't think like there is some issues like who actually owns the rights to like broadcast those like to license out this particular series for anything because I don't think it's Paramount Viacom. I think it's actually Hasbro at this point in time, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Anyway, time to dive into East meets West. It's easy for me to say. Part 2. Here's our recap. Last week on Turtles, yeah, perfect. I think it's a recap there. I do stand by what I said yesterday. I mean, last week for episode 1. That the Shredder's attire will look better if it had a cape. Why didn't they give him a cape to go with that outfit? Splinter's the entire thing is nightmare fuel, and I just realized in this recap shop in the Dream World with Splinter talking to Chun Yi, the bottom of Splinter's thing was not exactly flush with the bottom, at least given the shot that was used. Stock footage of New York for a show filmed in Toronto, from what I understand. Splinter had some bad cheese. And before anybody say that is being stereotypical of a rat, there was an episode of the '87 series where Splinter was kind of like drawn by cheese. Oh, the turtles do have weapons. That's a weird weapon for Raphael. Leo's using sort of, Donnie's using a kind of like a smaller staff. I think Michelangelo was holding what I think they're called top toms. Da-da-da. Wonder how much of the intro was used for promotional footage, clips of the show. Wow, she saw the turtle hanging upside down. And my question is, how the hell did Venus get from China, somewhere in China, to New York? It looks suspiciously like Toronto, and on the streets shots anyway. Venus, how the hell did you get there so fast? She's Shinobi, not a ninja. If the turtles had wings, they will all be going showing. Yes, it's a Data Wayne's World reference, but what I appreciate about Venus's design is that she does have a slightly different look in terms of her attire. It's funny how Leonardo is that, oh, there was a fifth turtle in the jar, but what makes her different? Her attire different is like her headband is definitely has a bit of a braid, like that light blue armband, as well as a like matching sash. Donatello has a bit of like a full, and again, getting more of a look and commentating on the attire. Donatello have like a full top of his head mask, and the other three main of the core four, it's like their domes are more exposed. It's an interesting way to differentiate them. And it's like, can Michelangelo stop creeping on Venus, please? Like, back it up. He's like literally like sniffing her. And literally, she just put us like, yeah, yeah, get away, kid, you bother me. Shredder's throne is a freaking lawn chair. What the actual hell? Wow, they really took the balls out of the Foot Clan here, which is really weird. I granted that the dragon are supposed to be the main villains of the show, but it's kind of weird to see the villain being portrayed a bit more comedic. I mean, especially when you consider that the more heavier tone of Power Rangers in space with Astromina and their plot lines. Raphael calling Venus a she demon is a bit rude. Yo, why are you popping up in a sexy pose? Venus wants offering her assistance and wants to teach him through the walk realm of dreams. And Leo dropping out bombshell is like, you're not brothers. So wow, they're really stressing the point here. It's like, oh, you're not the you're like, I am not your sister. Wow, they're really going all out to open up those possibilities there. Oh, what's the difference between a toilet and a sewer? Yes, great line there. Well, they actually making a point that they're saying that, oh no, it's like the turtles are not related. They're not brothers, or at least not in the traditional biological sense. It's just to get around the fact that Venus was in the same jar and there was a fifth turtle there. Venus enters the dragon realm. Wait, the Dragon Lord got the cape? How come Shredder couldn't get a cape? And Splinter is nearly T posing. He's X posing. I guess he doesn't have the potential that a persona user does. No, I could actually make it a joke here that they've entered the dream world. So I can imagine that being like something seen in a future Persona game. What the hell is that little thing? Probably a more comedic, the Dragon Lord's sidekick assistant. Like he's obedient. I don't think. Yeah, that's a word. The little thing is like it gets described as obedient, and this little dragon creature questions it. That's like that's cool. Oh wow! The Dragon Lord knew Venus was there, and that she's going to use her to. Okay, interesting plot there. It's like, oh, they gotta get Splinter back. The turtles need to dream walk, but if they dream walk, it's gonna allow the Dragon Lord to escape. Venus has a wow. She has like a nice little cape cloak thing going on too. A nice little is like tied over it, going over the shell, and okay, she's running into the Foot Clan. It's seriously, you can't go through walking through a knockoff Central Park without running into trouble. Like, is this? Uh, yeah, Michelangelo is totally crushing on Venus, strumming a tennis racket. They're making an effort to at least to show the turtles trying to do something. Leonardo eating a slice of pizza. That's a nice shot, dude. Like, look, New York has never looked non-New Yorkish or non-New Yorkers. I mean, let's face it. 1990 movies suspiciously look like North Carolina. Okay, right. Okay, so they're going to be using some stock footage there. No, that's actually was a different shot with Raphael coming out the tunnel because he wasn't revealed. Was like popping a wheelie in episode one. What a swinger! Okay, and Venus has news. She uses her cloak, and someone who may have like trouble with pop culture, she's got like the bull riding reference done, like a little bit of Toro action. She's walking up a slide. Okay, somebody there was some comedic sound effects or a little bit more cartoonish sound effects that kind of taken away from the action. But again, appreciating the again the how much room or it's like how much flexibility those shoots have. Raphael trying to come to the rescue, but Venus like totally kicked ass all by herself, and she's reading his mind. The mind with what her foot? Oh no, she is touching it. It's like he's huh, I actually did some on location shooting in New York because that was actually the same pizza parlor that was seen in Ninja Turtles 2, at least from the side of it. Or they're making a strong point of like, oh, they don't know how girls are. So it's like, really, are you gonna like what? They're gonna have like a romantic pentagon life size as opposed to a love pentagon as opposed to a love triangle. It was a Tekken, and she kicked ass, man. She oh, she had a helmet. Oh, that's right. Raphael does the practice motorcycle safety. He wears a helmet. What am I saying? Michelangelo, you have no mind to read. The show called Shredder? Well, it's like the can opener. But, but Splinter's mouth perpetually hanging open is just bothering me. The the Like in the mouths are like I guess with the filming of the first episode, the mouth movements are a lot better in the second episode. I guess they kind of figured some stuff out between the filming of episode one and episode two. The mouths are closing more all the way through here at times. Try and give them like a bit more expression. Oh, they had like a nice group shot of a bunch of the Foot Clan. Although these are probably the whitest Foot Clan possible. Although again, you go back and look at the 1990 and even the Turtles film and Secrets of the Use, they were kind of like very vanilla too underneath the mask. They're Batman walking up the side of the walls. The Shellevator. Clever. And it's funny that the Turtles are going more on the offensive. Bang a gong, get it on. And the Shredder emerges. Again, why couldn't the Shredder have it's bothering me. I know it shouldn't bother me, but it does. It totally does that he does not have a cape with that attire. Shredder with that Mr. Kennedy microphone. Kind of weird. Like, this Foot Clan certainly runs on a budget considering the lawn share earlier. And they made a good job of trying to combine the look of the film version of the Turtles and the cartoon version. But again, why not give him the cape or something there? It's like it's like totally looking at its costume. It's like it's something is totally missing from it, and it's going too much weight. Landing on your head is a good plan. Just jump down. Wait a second. With how that thing broke, only Raphael fell. Kind of weirdness. Venus at least goes down with dignity. Like, how dare they come to his to? Where Venus is? She's hanging around. Oh, there's like a nice range of weapons there. Okay, Raphael was holding like a double three prong thing earlier. So wait, do the psychics combine? And granted, Raphael just used it like through his side there, and they're going more hand to hand combat here. So there's gonna be a question: would they be actually using their weapons in combat? I know that would be like very controversial, or they're going to rely a lot more on the basic hand to hand martial arts. I say hand to hand, but sometimes there's a lot of kicks and stuff going on there. No, okay, no referee. Donatello's breaking out his staff, and it's like the around the world bit, the Wheel of Fortune. And I'm thinking of it as though it's like Splinter in the first episode was using his staff, but walking stick, but that's a whole different deal here. It was also a great jumping split kick from Michelangelo. I guess that's what you would call it. I'm not a martial arts expert. Well, I kind of wonder how much was spent on those on the turtle suits. Wow, she called him a Rokosaki outright. Oh yeah, she is a mind reader. Wow, she's just calling him out, calls him out by his name, and Shredder is not happy with it. He's over. He's like he's clenching that fist like nothing, nobody's business. She comes from somewhere in China via New York. Oh, oh wow, she's going to full on Jedi mind trick, bringing Oroku Saki to the surface, and he's taking off his mask and wow. It's like if you want to go, if you want to get rid of the Shredder, this is certainly to have the Dragon Lord be up front and center for this series. The Dragon Lord to be up front and center for the series. This is this is this is and nuts. It, uh, she just totally mind tricked them, complete with special effects. And, but no, it's like the Foot Clan. You know what you do is you kick the ass of the turtles and help your leader out. Okay, so in terms of continuity, they did mention that the Shredder sliced off Splinter's ear and he was intending to do the rest of it, and mentioning that you are not his family. Again, themes and stuff from the 1990 film. Oh, Roku Venus has like a little circle thing with a V on her blue belt. Though I didn't. I'm just noticing that. Of course, so the running gag with Venus is going to be her. It's basically star firing things. You know, if you've ever seen Teen Titans, it's like misuse of words. All right. All in all, as a a continuation, get the revelation and such of the plot revelation that okay, for them to get Splinter back, they got to enter the dream world, which is also going to, but they also got to contend with the Dragon Lord and got to make sure that they stay contained, or otherwise they're going to burst out. But of course, with this being a series, the Dragon Lord is going to escape out. But you can't have the Shredder and the Foot Clan running around, or at least the Shredder being there as a prominent villain when you have an all new villain. So they basically get rid of the Shredder in episode 2. How they do it certainly leans more into the mystic arts that is kind of central to Venus's gimmick as a character. But they do address a few things here that one could consider kind of weird. Like the turtles not being brothers, and she is not their sister. That they're all raised on a turtle farm and put into a bowl. And so kind of like a roundabout way to was like, oh, pursue any like love angles that they were going to try to see what chemistry and stuff was going to happen. Because you're obviously for a show like this, when you have a cast of 5 predominant like main characters and one's female, 4 male, you're just like, oh, obviously there would be some sort of romance a possibility, especially considering that in Power Rangers that was constantly a thing. You had like Tommy and Kim, Tommy and Kat, Ashley and Andros as being like the big three in the major romance stuff. And I'm not talking the shipping, I'm talking actual story and plot points in Power Rangers, so you could kind of like see why they wanted to stress that here. Like, okay, don't want to eliminate any character or story arc possibilities. I get that. Um, Splinter exposing. It's like in the dream world as well, having the Dragon Lord talk to him and monologuing, explaining they got all the plans and stuff. It was kind of surreal. And but again, the Splinter is just pure nightmare fuel. Um, Currently we got two fight scenes. One mostly Venus, where you got to see what she could do in terms of combat, and that she is more than capable of taking care of herself, and they did do a wonderful job of showcasing that, yeah, that the combat, like the hand to hand stuff, that you would like the comp was going to be on par with what you would see on Power Rangers. Like the stunt work is actually a strong point here. It's undermined heavily by the cartoony sound effects. So it's a choice there. It, it's very odd that they would actually do it. I guess like the part that the combat is like it's a bit more, it's cartoon, it's live action cartoon violence. But at this point, the series premiered in 1997. You already had what? Mighty Morphin Power Rangers seasons 1, 2, 3, Power Rangers Zero, Turbo, and and I'm not quite sure the air dates between the next mutation and Power Rangers in Space, but you already would have had five, for sure, 5 full seasons of all the typical combat and stuff that you would see on Power Rangers at this point in time, airing on Fox. And I get it, the Ninja Turtles coming from the cartoon realm, but when you had like the 3 live action movies, and especially when you go going off the live action of the more toned down violence of Secret of the Use and the third film actually had and the third film actually brought the violence back up a bit, but the violence that we've seen so far in the next mutation is kind of like in that happy, it's in a happy medium, whereas like it's closer like a lot of the hand to hand stuff that we saw with Secret of the Ooze, but they actually will use their weapons. And we saw Raphael throw his weapons. Donatello broke out his bow staff. I won't be surprised considering that all Donatello's weapon is essentially just a stick. Would be will mean that he will probably use his weapon the most, because like he could bludgeon people to death with it. Uh, I do have to talk, and I already on about the Shredder's lack of cape. The Dragon Lord got a cape, but Shredder didn't. The Shredder's throne in one scene, it was essentially being a a lawn chair. Like if they wanted to like devalue the Shredder in relation to the Dragon Lord, they actually did it there. That one scene with him sitting on a lawn chair. It's like, really, you couldn't give him some sort of throne, something a little bit with a bit more dignity. I mean, it's, I get it. The show itself is kind of have like that vibe of, okay, of the movie, again in terms of the New York setting as seen in the second and third films of the original Turtle trilogy. But I think they kind of did. The Shredder was done a bit dirty here. to put it mildly. Anyway, I think we'll wrap this up there. Again, I want to do some research into uh the who owned the this actual series, because memory serves me right, there was nothing shown from the series. There was like not even a still image in Turtles Forever, where every other iteration of the Ninja Turtles was actually shown in one scene. But this movie was there was nothing from this series shown. Kind of makes me wonder the what the legal hangup is. Anyway, with that said, we'll wrap this up here. Tighten your friendship bracelet, stay safe, like, comment, subscribe if you're so inclined. If you'd like to support the channel, uh, make a donation or something, there is a PayPal link in the description. If you want to toss a few bucks my way, help keep the lights on and such, will greatly appreciate it. You don't have to, just throwing it out there. With that said, we'll see y'all next week for East Meets West Part 3.